it's your girl, Natural State of Mind, coming to you with a review of the products that I told you about in my last video. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. It's going to be a two-part video. Part one is going to be about the feminine wash from the Honey Pot company, and part two, which I'll most likely record and upload tomorrow or within the next couple days, is going to be about their tampons that I reviewed. This is the regular and the super size. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm going to try not to be as long-winded, but I want it to be detailed enough that you'll get the information that you need so that you can make an informed decision if you decide to support the company and purchase these particular products. So, as I stated, we are going to be looking at part one, these two products. So I went ahead and bought both of these. I bought her normal wash, as you can see right here. And I also bought the sensitive version of the feminine wash. So as I mentioned in my last video, the reason why I purchased this is because I had been battling some vaginal health, baby problems for like over a year. It's been a while. I would say closer to the 2-year mark. And I tried to work on different things when it came to fixing my diet, when it came to my water intake. And I was like, well, I feel like I need something externally to help me because I feel like I just need some extra help. So when I came across this, I'm not going to go into the reasons because you can look at the last video for that or too much details. I came across the Honey Pot company, decided to give them a try. So hence, here we are with this review. So I have my notes right here. You can see they're not too long, so this video shouldn't take forever. How long did I try each one? So remember, this is normal versus sensitive. For the normal one, I tried that one for 7 days. And for the sensitive, I tried that for 2 weeks at least before making this video. So my strategy or my technique was to start with the normal wash and then see how my body responded to it, because I knew I was sensitive already. And I didn't want to start with the sensitive wash because it didn't make sense if I had to backtrack, try that, my body might have liked it, and then I go into the normal wash and then my body might hate it, and then I have to follow back up with the sensitive. It didn't make sense. So I started with the normal wash to see how I liked it, and I told myself I was going to try it for at least a week, no matter what. Like, if it was getting worse or whatever it was, I was going to stick it out because I wanted to give y'all a good review. And then I was going to try the sensitive wash. So I started out with the normal wash, and then we led to the sensitive wash. And what I did was, how I used them is how she recommends you to use them. I didn't use a washcloth at first. So notice I said at first. So I did not use a washcloth, and I used my hands. And she said to clean the front area, use 3 pumps. Shake it beforehand. So you do want to shake them up to get it nice and mixed, help aid in the foaming. 1, 2, 3. Give yourself a nice full 3 pumps. You want to clean the front area, and then you can probably add another 2 or 3 pumps to clean your backside. Rinse off your hand first before you go to the backside. Now, she also mentions that you need to rinse back to front. Now, if you're in my type of situation where you don't have a removable head of the shower head to do that, then you're going to be pulling one of my stunts, which is, I literally, once I was done washing, sis bent over, because we ladies here, and I'm pretty sure some other people are going to jump on this video, but I'm very transparent, and I feel like we should be able to speak freely, because this is my page and my video, so I'm going to talk how I want to talk, and if you don't like it, then you can just continue to scroll on. So, I took the front, clean my area with my hand. I cleaned the back, and to rinse front to back, my technique was I literally bent over, opened up, and let the water hit my buttocks area in the crack. And then I would go to the front, take my hand, let the water capture inside of my palm, and I would splash it and make sure that I was clean. When I rinsed off also, I I took my rag and made sure all the soap and everything was rinsed out of it. And I would use that as an aid as well to let the water, I would squeeze it and, squish it against the area like that to let the water run off and rinse off the soap. Now, when it came to the actual scrubbing part, because, like I just said, I initially did not use a washcloth, but eventually I started incorporating it a little bit, and I'll tell you how I did that. So I initially just put the foam in my hand, pretend this is my vaginal area, and I would just rub it with some pressure. I would get in each side in your lining, the cracks of your, lip area. I don't know the technical term, so I'm going to use that. And then also, around the center, I would rub it, not inserting soap inside or anything like that, just on the outside, rubbing it just like that, around the top, around the clitoris, you were rubbing around the top like this, and, coming back on the side, using my fingertips, trying to let that aid in the scrubbing process. Because I didn't want to use a washcloth because I'm trying to follow her techniques as she said. Now, I don't want to lose my train of thought. So once I did that, at first I would wash my body, then wash my vaginal area and my backside area. I will let the foam sit on the surface and then wash my face. But I didn't feel too comfortable doing that because I'm washing those intimate parts with my hands and then I'm transferring to my face and I'm already trying to clear my skin up. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So after a few days, what I started doing was I would wash my vaginal area and my other intimate parts first, let the soap sit, and then I would take my rag, put it on my body washer soap, bar soap, whatever you use, and then I would wash all over my body. Then, because I figured by then the soap would have gently washed off any, transfer bacteria that transferred to my hands. While I was washing my body, it would have already transferred and rinsed off by that point. Then once I was rinsing my body, the foam had already had a chance to sit on my vaginal area for a couple minutes and, my backside for a few minutes, and then I would rinse everything off at once. Then once I bring up my rag, clean my ears, do all my extra stuff, then I would wash my face and do that process. And that seemed to work best, and I felt the most comfortable doing it that way. Excuse me if I keep looking to the side. I'm actually just looking at my notes to make sure. So that was my strategy. Vaginal area first washing, then washing the body. While the vaginal soap was sitting, I would be washing my body, and then I would rinse everything, and then I would take care of everything else like my face. So 7 days for the normal wash. My experience with the normal wash. The scent wasn't too overpowering. It was noticeable. It wasn't overpowering. Like I've smelled other products. The foaming was pretty good, what you would expect from any typical foam. If you ever use foam wash for your hands, it was perfect. When you pump, the pump excreted a decent amount of product. I felt like it was actually a lot of product that it, let out, secreted. So I felt like that was good. And I felt clean afterwards. I'm not even coating it. I did feel clean. I was worried about that, especially not using a washcloth. I was like, I don't think I'm going to feel clean. Like, I like to scrub. So I did feel clean. Now, not using a washcloth is not for me. We'll get into that in a little bit, but that's not for me. And I'll tell you how I incorporated it to try to see or try to make it as safe as possible. So I only used the normal wash for 7 days because I did notice that it wasn't giving me the results that I wanted. And the reason why I said that is because when I first started using this wash, I was just off of my cycle. And I can already tell that those same problems, I don't know if it's hormonal or what's going on, but those same problems were starting to start again. And it was the beginning stages of possibly developing BV. If you've ever suffered from BV, you would know how it feels after having it so many times. And I normally don't have discharges like that. So that's never been in me at all, even just growing up. So you have to know your body. And I know that having a discharge is not normal for me unless I'm ovulating. So anytime outside of that, it's just not normal. I don't have it, or it's not noticeable enough to come out. You get what I'm trying to say. So I was at the beginning stages, wasn't no smells or anything like that, but it was very uncomfortable. It's like, best way I can say it is it makes you feel unclean because it's moist all the time and it's just uncomfortable. You'll notice it. So it seemed like it started to want to clear it up after I used it, maybe by the third day, and I can tell like, oh, okay, it's starting to maybe shift a little bit. It's not doing it as quickly, but I tell myself, baby, be patient because this thing takes time. It's an external wash, you know. So after the sixth or seventh day, I had made the decision that I was going to discontinue the normal wash because it wasn't doing what it should or what I wanted it to do for me. And I just knew the normal wash would not be something that I would invest in again. Not because it was bad, but because I think I'm too sensitive for it. And it may work for some of you, but for me, it did not work as well as I wanted it to. It improved it probably about this much on a scale of this. So you can try to get some kind of ratio there. So I would say it improved my situation maybe about 30% or so. So I discontinued that after 7 days. And I was like, well, let's follow it up with the sensitive wash and see how this goes. I was still hopeful. So with the sensitive wash, I did the same technique. I started washing my vaginal area, my other intimate areas first. And while that sat down there, I would wash my body. So within that time, a couple minutes do have passed. And then I would rinse everything off at once. I would stand up, do my bend over thing, and rinse off, and then do the technique that I told.
But I would say like around day maybe 4, I noticed the difference. And I noticed that that moist feeling was starting to go away. And I noticed that any uncomfortable feeling or unclean feeling, even like how the smell wasn't there, but you can tell when it's in the beginning stages, like it wants to start up. With how my smell, it smells more like an ammonia type smell a little bit. Not even like urine, but if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And then like maybe like a little peanut butter, like a nutty smell. So it was very much in the very mild stages in the beginning, and that started going away. So I was hopeful. I was like, okay, oh my God, this might be it. So I continued using my wash, and I noticed within a couple of days, it cleared it up. Like it started reversing whatever was going to happen. So with that being said, the sensitive wash did what I wanted it to do by clearing up those symptoms that I was having from BV. Now, if I actually have BV, I don't know. I am due for an annual, so when I go in for my annual, I'm going to request another test because I just had one recently a couple months ago. That's a whole different story. He couldn't do my annual at the time, but he was able to do that because I did ask. So it worked. Long story short, it worked for me, and this is something that I will continue to purchase because I do feel like it is something that I need. I do feel like I'm at the point in my life, the age of my life, the chemical balance of my life, whatever it may be, that I probably do need to be careful. Not probably, I do need to be careful with what I put in my intimate areas because I am reacting to it. And I do think it is still partially something that may be hormonal or with my diet. So I am working on that. But I noticed a difference, y'all. I can honestly say I noticed a difference with this wash. And when I've tried other washes in the past, your big names, so I'll just put it like that because I don't know if I need a disclaimer because I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't know how this goes. But when I used other washes in the past, I didn't get the results that I was looking for, or it just made it way worse. I can even say with this, the normal wash, it didn't make it way worse. It cleared it up. Well, it started helping just a little bit, but it wasn't anything for me to rant and rave about and say I'm going to continue to buy this, because it wasn't giving me the results for the symptoms that I needed. However, this one did. And I'm very happy that I tried it. I strongly recommend it for people who are looking for something to try, and you've tried other products and you're like, you know what, I'm willing to give something else a shot. Please, 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 please give it a chance. Just buy one at a time. You know, if you even have to buy, I wouldn't even recommend buying the trial size, because to be honest, if it works for you, you're going to kick yourself in the behind, because the way this stuff sells out, you're going to be upset. But just try it. And it worked for me. I am continuing using this right now, and I'm going to continue to use it. And if something does change, I will update you for a fact. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention was the washcloth thing, because I said I was going to bring that up. She said, I guess it's not recommended to use the washcloth because, one, is going to soak up the foam, and two, it harbors bacteria. My strategy was, because I felt clean, but it wasn't 100% that I can confidently say that I felt clean. There was no smells. I didn't have any issues. It's just I needed that extra scrubbing. So give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to multitask, so don't chew my head off. But I didn't want to burn my baby's food that's warming up in the oven. But I needed to use that washcloth because without it, it's maybe mental. So this is what I did to try to help combat destroying the goodness that this was already doing. This is a tip for you, what you can do. One of two things. Either one, you can take a clean washcloth beforehand, before you even put the soap on there, before you do any of that. And while it's fresh, you know, a new washcloth, you can scrub with just plain water. Just scrub with plain water. Or hey, if you want to put it on there, I don't know how that's going to work with you putting it on there, because I didn't try that. But just, you know, rub it with some plain water. Do your scrubbing, get any type of dirt or, you know, build up or whatever it is, because y'all need to be honest with yourself. If you can have dirt on your arms and stuff when you sweat, or just from a normal day, if you ever scrub, you may see it. If you get it, you know, on other parts of your body, what makes you think you're not gonna get it down there? It's common sense. So just go ahead and do that with a clean washcloth with just water. Then follow it up with your wash with your hand only, and then rinse. Or you can put the foam on there, rub it, clean it with the foam while the foam is still sitting there, after it's had its chance to sit for those couple minutes. Or if you choose not to do that, that's your business. But then, you know, go in there and then scrub it after it's sat, or however your technique will be, and then rinse. So you can either scrub before you put on the wash, or scrub after you've cleaned it with your hand with the wash, if that is something that you want to do. That is what I do. I do either one. Sometimes I just flip-flop, so I don't have one go-to method that I use. So, and the reason why, as you can see, when I got up, I don't know what y'all be cleaning with, just, but I got too much rump for that. I got entirely too much butt to be trying to just use my hand back there. That ain't gonna work, y'all. Like, I have to literally, my booty is big and it's heavy, and I have to spread them cheeks, and I have to get up in there, and just doing that with my hand, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna fly. I can't get down like that. It's just, that's me, you know. Don't judge me. I'm not judging you. If you can do it and get away with it, that's you. I just can't. and I don't want to try to get away with it. So I do that for the front and the back. I will post another video, and that one probably be super short, just with tips of how to maintain your vaginal health, like little things you can do that you may already know, and some things you may not know. Hell, this could be a 12 or 13-year-old who never had that talk with a parent or a guardian, or they might be in foster care, or, you know, they may be homeless or whatever it may be, or they may have access to the internet to look this up and seeing this. So this video, you know, you can't really say, oh, people should already know that, or I already know these tips that you're going to post. You don't know that. Everybody has to learn at some point in their life. You could be old, young, middle-aged, don't matter. If you were never taught, how would you know? And that's what people have to realize and stop being so judgmental. So, yes, I will post that later. That's not going to be my part 2. My part 2 is going to be about the tampon review. Part 1 is about the feminine wash. And then a whole nother video is going to be about tips of how to maintain your vaginal health and things that I've learned over the years that have worked for me. So this is going to be based off of my experience. So normal wash, I would recommend for you if you are not sensitive, and if things like Summer's Eve and some of those big old brands out there work for you, then you probably won't have a problem with the normal wash. Can't guarantee it, but if that one's working, I'm pretty sure this one will. If you are super sensitive and you just don't want to take that risk, I'm telling y'all, I highly recommend this. This thing is a game changer. It definitely has improved me overall with maintaining my vaginal health. And I'm very glad that I gave it a shot. Thank you so much, Honey Pot Company. If you see this video, if you don't, it don't matter. I just want to say kudos to you. Keep doing your thing. Keep the hustle, because we need you. And we need more products like this. So thank you. Thank you for this, because this is very good. And it's going to be something that I use for a very long time, or just something I probably just have around the house when I need it. So that concludes this video. I think I hit on everything that I wanted to say. So overall, yes, I would recommend either one, but really I'm recommending the sensitive. I wouldn't recommend the normal just because it didn't work for me. Unless you are not sensitive or prone to things, then go ahead. But I will recommend it. I would buy again. I am going to buy again. It is a thumbs up for me. So stay tuned. Within a day or so, a couple days, I'm going to post a video part 2 for the tampons. And I hope y'all have a blessed day. Keep learning, striving, and, you know, growing overall with your knowledge. And if you guys have any specific questions, anything I did not touch, I will reply to you in the comment section. Anything you want to hear about next, or, you know, ask about, feel free. I am a pretty open person, and I am respectful, and I just ask for that back. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and tend to my family, and y'all enjoy your evening. Peace.